Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. So today we are going to discuss the next question of our agriculture optional answer writing practice series. And the question for today is explain saltation, surface creep and suspension with reference to wind erosion. So these saltation, surface creep and suspension are the types of wind erosion. So these three are the types of wind erosion and we have to explain it. So this question was asked in this year's agriculture optional paper of UPSC CSE, that is in 2025. So let's see how we can approach the answer. So in the introduction part, we can simply mention about wind erosion, what wind erosion is. So wind erosion is the kind of transportation, transportation and deposition of soil particles by the action of wind and deposition of soil particles by wind or by the action of wind. So this is how you can simply define wind erosion. Okay, that when the soil is detached, when the upper fertile layer of the soil is detached, transported and deposited to other parts, okay, other places by the action of wind is known as wind erosion. And this saltation, and even here I only mention that saltation, surface creep and suspension are the types of wind erosion only. Are the types of wind erosion only. So first of all, I think this will be all if you introduce it nicely. So this is how we can introduce this question. Now you can simply move to body part, that is explaining saltation, surface creep and suspension. So first of all, you can explain about saltation. So what is saltation? So saltation is the kind of wind erosion. It is the type of wind erosion where detachment, transportation, and deposition of soil particle. It is the kind of wind erosion where a kind of the detachment, whatever things happen, detachment, transportation, and kind of deposition of soil particles. It is of medium-sized soil particles. Okay, it is movement of medium-sized soil particles. Okay. Here the movement is of medium-sized soil particles and the movement is in a series of short bounces or jumps along the soil surfaces. Movement is in series of short bounces or jumps along soil surface. So see what happens. So in the saltation, the size of soil particle is medium sized. So what happens? Suppose this is the soil. So the movement of saltation and this is the particle. The movement of saltation is like this. Okay, it will move like this in the small jumps. So this is what saltation is. I hope you understand. Now after saltation, there is surface creep. So in surface creep, the kind of the size of particle is heavier. Okay, it is heavier than what it was in saltation. So it here the kind of the soil particles are heavier soil particles. And here the movement is kind of rolling or sliding. Okay, rolling or sliding over soil surface. Sliding on soil surface. So what happens, as you can see in saltation, the kind of it was medium sized particles. So it was able to fly for some time, it was able to jump for some time, then come down, then jump, then come down. But what happened in surface creep, the soil particles are very heavy. So these are very heavy. So these are not able to jump. So instead they roll or slide on the ground only like this. Okay, so this is what surface creep is. So I hope you are able to understand this, that here as the soil particles are heavier, they are not able to jump, instead they creep or roll kind of on the surface only. Then we have suspension. So here the kind of soil particles are very fine. very fine and light sized soil particle, low sized soil particle. So here the kind of movement is it's kind of suspended. The soil particles remain suspended for the in air for long time, as they are very fine and very low in weight. That is very light. Okay, light weighted or kind of light sized. It is mentioned light weighted, very fine sized and light weighted. So what happens here? The kind of the particle is carried in air and transported for long distances. Transported for long distances. So what you will observe here, suppose this soil, this is the soil surface and this is the soil particle. It is kind of suspended for long time in the kind of air. Okay, so this will be suspension. So you see the difference. Okay, so when it comes to size of soil particles, rubbing some part of it. When it comes to size of soil particles, though in suspension the soil particles are very less sized and they are able to kind of suspend for a long time in the air. Okay, and then uh, this is then after suspension we have kind of saltation on the basis of size. In saltation the soil particles are medium size and they are moved like this. Okay, they remain a kind of jump motion. Then we have surface creep. In surface creep the soil particles are heaviest and they are not able to jump, so they start rolling and sliding on the surface only. So this is the kind of three types of movement, okay, through wind erosion depending on the size of particles, that is suspension, saltation and surface creep. So I hope you are able to understand it. And this saltation is the most dominant form of soil erosion. Dominant form of soil erosion is saltation, that you can also mention. So I think this was all. You understand what wind erosion is. Uh, Here it's the most dominant form of not soil erosion, it will be wind erosion. It is the most dominant form of wind erosion. So I hope you understand what wind erosion is, what suspension is, what saltation is, and what surface creep is. And you can conclude also that obviously wind erosion is a major threat and we need to do certain kinds of protection against wind erosion with the help of wind breaks. Okay, from vegetation, increasing our vegetation cover, all these things we can reduce wind erosion. So that you can mention in the conclusion. So that is all for today. If you like it, please press the like button, please do share and please do subscribe. It takes a lot of hard work to make such videos on your regular basis, and if you like, if you share, if you subscribe, it motivates us to make more such videos for you regularly. So that is all for today. Have a nice day. Thank you.